Hi everyone, welcome back to my blog. Thank you so much for stopping by and having a look, and I hope you really enjoy this post and that's interesting. And please do comment your thoughts and your questions and things like that below, because I kind of want this to be an open forum, not just where I'm just talking about what I think. I also would like your guys' opinion too, so please do feel free. Don't just message me privately. Please do post it, make it public, make it to start conversation and stuff. That would be so great. So today, what I wanted to talk about was, can Christians listen to secular music? So when I say secular music, I mean things like, Beyonce, Kanye West, all that stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that and that topic, if that interests you, or if you're like, oh, what does she mean by that, or whatever, if it sparked something, please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of this video. Okay, so the reason why I thought I would talk about whether Christians can listen to, secular music, everyday music, or it's just a case of we can just listen to Christian music and worship, praise and worship and things like that, is because recently Solange, if you don't know who Solange is, she's Beyonce's sister, and if you only know her by Beyonce's sister, shame on you, because Solange is amazing and I think she's probably even better than Beyonce. But basically, right, the reason for this particular video is because Solange recently brought out a new album, and I had a good part of this year, I can't remember when I exactly stopped listening to kind of hip hop, R&B, and rap and pop and all of that, like everyday music that everyone listens to. But for a good part of this year, I've only been listening to, and that's a lie, okay, maybe I will say, let's say 5 months, maybe less. I've literally just been listening to Christian music. But Solange recently brought out an album, and I love, if you know me well, you will know that I love Solange, right? I think she is hair goals, she is skin goals, she is makeup goals, she is clothes goals. I think from what I see of her, that would be what I'd like to emulate in terms of the way she dresses, in terms of the way she does her hair, and the way she does her makeup and her fashion sense and all of that. That is inspiration, 100%. And I've even named my hair after, my afro, I call her Solange. So yeah, that's how much I really do enjoy her sense, her flair. So anyway, so she recently released an album, and I was like, oh gosh, do I listen to this album? Can I not? Because when Kanye West dropped his new album, when Beyonce dropped her album, when what's his name? Frank Ocean dropped his album. These are people who I would listen to on a regular, last year, right? But when I was just like, meh, okay, it would be cool if I could listen, but I'm not going to listen to it, just because for me personally, I feel like it's a conviction. Everyone feels convicted to do what they feel they have to do in life, right? I felt convicted at this particular point to limit a lot of what I was allowing to influence me. I think music, films, TV, books that we read plays a massive influence in our everyday life, in just what we do, what influences us. It shapes our thoughts and everything that we do. I think we can all agree that that's what media and all of that does. And I wanted to limit the amount of kind of outside influence I was inputting into me, and just let it be godly influences. So that, for example, I stopped watching things like Power and Love and Hip Hop and The Housewives and all of that. I stopped watching sitcoms and TV shows, anything that wasn't giving glory to God, I stopped. So music where they talked about, you know, getting money, having sex, drinking, doing drugs, all of that, all the things that I didn't want to be doing, I stopped listening to, watching, so that it wouldn't have so much of an impact on me. I feel like I'm quite an easily influenced person. If I guess everyone is, like, I would, but I think for me, just because I knew, for example, that I wanted to stop drinking, so listening to people going out drinking, having a good time really wasn't correlating with what I knew that I wanted to do. At the same point, I know that I want to wait until I'm married to have sex. So listening to people getting down and jiggy with it isn't really going to help me on my walk to waiting to get married before I have sex, right? So that was my thought process behind it. So yeah, cut down on TV, cut down on music. But then what do you do when one of your favorite artists released an album and she hasn't released an album for like the past 3-4 years? Like, what do you do? I mean, saying that, I haven't actually listened to any of her music. Like I said, I only listened to Christian music this year. So I've literally been listening to, I mean, if you're Christian and you don't know about these artists, get to know, because they have been giving me life. Like Jonathan McReynolds, he's awesome. He's so like modern, and he has actually a few songs with like, let's have a look quickly. What's that lady's name? He has some with India Array, and I love her. But so that's why it's like crazy to me, because it's like there's people who you didn't know that sing Christian songs that do. So it's kind of like, I can still listen to the sound of your voice, but I'm still loving God at the same time. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's cool. Israel Houghton, I don't know how to say his name. Israel Houghton. His worship music is just awesome. Like YouTube, that's up. Kurt Franklin, obviously. I found this artist on YouTube called Jakaya. She's only got one single out, which is a bit annoying, but that single was on repeat for like the whole month that I found out about her. Lauren Daigle, she's cool. Some like her music, I really enjoy it. I feel like with with any type of music, you can just find stuff that is your taste. So I just kind of went around on YouTube and like found stuff until I had a big enough library on my phone to listen to stuff and I wouldn't be repeating, things like all the time, blah, blah. Sarah Johnson, shout out Sarah Johnson, because she's an artist from my church and she is so good. If you don't have her album, totally buy it. She's on iTunes. Sarah Johnson, Unstoppable. Tasha Cobbs, I think I said her already. Travis Green, oh my gosh. If you don't know Travis Green, just a friend of mine at work called Fumi, hey Fumi, she introduced me to Travis Green. And when she first introduced me to him, I was just like, okay. Like, I listened to one song and I didn't like it. And I was just like, no, Fumi, what are you talking about? And then a couple of weeks after, I was like getting into his music and I was just like, for me, oh my gosh, Travis Green, he's amazing. And she was like, yeah. And William McDowell, he's so good. So anyway, yes, back to can Christians listen to secular music? And you know what? I'm going to admit that I listened to Solange's album and it ties so well within the Black Lives Matter movement. There's tracks on there that speak about being free in yourself, which I feel like that's what God's all about, being free to like serve him, being free in yourself to kind of do whatever you want to do, not being limited or being bound by what the world or what people tell you to do. Literally just be yourself, love him and live for you, right? I mean, obviously everyone's got like their own thoughts and opinions and I don't want anyone to take what I say as gospel or Bible, but there are some artists like I said India Array and like Sade and some of Bob Marley's songs, like songs that are just like so filled with like culture and knowledge and almost like a movement to kind of push us like forward, to encourage us and make us, you know, like feel good music, not necessarily music that's glorifying having sex, drinking, getting drunk, getting high on any sort of drugs, pushing women down as an inferior kind of race or anything like that, but literally songs that make people feel like they're equals. That's, I don't know. So that's what, if I'm going to listen to secular music, that's the type of music I'm going to listen to. One of my aunts said to me, she was like, in all that I do, I just want to glorify God. So even in the things I listen to, I just want to glorify God. And I was like, actually, yeah, that's a good kind of, you know, walk of life mandate thing to have. So, but I didn't really answer my own question. Can Christians listen to secular music? I'm going to say, I think it's a really tricky, I've bumped myself there. I'm going to say no, if you're listening to music that doesn't glorify God. I really actually enjoy just listening to Christian music. It really sets the pace for my day. Sometimes I can wake up and on my way to work, I'm so tired. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go into work today. I don't want to commute today. And then I listen to music and I'm like, you know what? Yes, I can do anything. Today is going to be a good day. God's with me. It's going to be, regardless like of what happens, of what people say to me, it doesn't matter. I'm on the winning team. God's on my side, you know, hey, it's gonna, like sometimes I feel like dancing and like running into work because I feel that empowered and that energized, but that's just me. So yeah, please tell me what you think. Do you think Christians can listen to non-Christian music, secular music? Or do you think, no, actually Christians can only listen to praise and worship and, you know, Christian music? But then at the same sense, if you say that, it's like saying, you know, you can only read Christian books and you can only look at Christian art and you can only watch Christian TV and only watch Christian films. And some Christian films are really horrendous and not the best acting at all. I would totally be like a Christian actor or like a Christian TV presenter / TV show person / you know, if there was a Christian sitcom, I would totally be down to do that. Hit me up, anyone. I mean, it's all about being in this world but not of this world. But then it's like saying, so you can't read any. I literally just bought like 3 books by Toni Morrison. I love reading, but being limited to only Christian authors, I don't know how I feel about that. Because media is such a massive influence. It shapes the way I think, the way I dress, my you know, my world views, my thoughts on how I treat people. Obviously, of course, God and reading the Bible does that, but I think a lot of books and films do that as well, and art and just culture, and, you know, embracing other people's cultures and reading about what other people go through helps as well. So I think that is a tricky question. I think everything in moderation. Or thoughts below, leave your comments below. Like, let me know what you think. Like, what do you guys do? If you have any other Christian artists, let me know, because I need more. You know, there's never too much of a good thing. So tell me. Yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.